وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا لُقْمَانَ الْحِكْمَةَ أَنِ اشْكُرْ لِلَّهِ. We did bestow wisdom on Luqman, inspiring him, be thankful to Allah. And then the Quran also connects taqwa and shukr. فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. Have taqwa so that you may do shukr. Iman, taqwa and shukr are all for our own benefit. Allah has no need of them. As the Holy Quran says, وَمَنْ يَشْكُرْ فَإِنَّمَا يَشْكُرُ لِنَفْسِهِ وَمَنْ كَفَرَ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ غَنِيٌّ حَمِيدٌ. And whoever is thankful for the benefit of his own soul. And whoever is unthankful, surely Allah is free of all needs, worthy of all praise. Yet when man does shukr, Allah also is shakir for it. مَا يَفْعَلُ اللَّهُ بِعَذَابِكُمْ إِن شَكَرْتُمْ وَآمَنْتُمْ وَكَانَ اللَّهُ شَاكِرًا عَلِيمًا. What can Allah gain by your punishment if you are grateful and you believe? And Allah is indeed shakir and knowing. In what sense is Allah shakir? Considering that He does not need anything and we cannot do any favor to Him. The answer is that thanking is only one meaning of shukr. The primary meaning of shukr is to acknowledge or recognize something good. Thanking is one way to recognize or acknowledge something good done to us. So in case of human beings, shukr means showing gratitude to Allah for the favors that we receive. But in case of Allah, shukr means to acknowledge and reward what good we do. Despite the fact that our shukr is for our own benefit, most human beings do not do shukr of Allah. And the Holy Quran mentions that again and again. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَذُو فَضْلٍ عَلَى النَّاسِ وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَهُمْ لَا يَشْكُرُونَ. Surely Allah is full of bounty to the people, but most of them are unthankful. They do not thank Him. Indeed, human beings generally are inclined to ingratitude. وَآتَاكُم مِّن كُلِّ مَا سَأَلْتُمُوهُ وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَظَلُومٌ كَفَّارٌ. He has given you everything that you asked Him for. Had you wanted to count the bounties of Allah, you would not have been able to count them. Indeed, man has a tendency to be unjust and ungrateful. And then there is shaitan that tries his best to prevent us from being grateful. The Holy Quran tells us that when shaitan was thrown out from the presence of Allah, he made a promise to Allah, saying, فَبِمَا أَغْوَيْتَنِي لَأَقْعُدَنَّ لَهُمْ صِرَاطَكَ الْمُسْتَقِيمَ ثُمَّ لَآتِيَنَّهُمْ مِنْ بَيْنِ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ وَعَنْ أَيْمَانِهِمْ وَعَنْ شَمَائِلِهِمْ وَلَا تَجِدُ أَكْثَرَهُمْ شَاكِرِينَ. The shaitan said, because you have sent me astray, I will indeed lie in wait for them on your straight path. Then I will indeed come upon them from before them and from behind them, and from their right and from their left. And you, O Allah, will not find most of them to be grateful. يا عباد الله بارك الله لنا ولكم في القرآن العظيم ونفعنا وإياكم بالآيات والذكر الحكيم إنه تعالى جواد كريم مالك بر رؤوف رحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وكونوا مع الصادقين واستغفروا ربكم إنه غفور رحيم أستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المؤمنين لجلال وجهه ولعظيم سلطانه نحمده تعالى على عظيم فضله ونشكره على جزيل إحسانه ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له تعظيما لشانه ونشهد أن حبيبنا محمدا عبده ورسوله الداعي إلى مغفرته ورضوانه اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه وأتباعه وإخوانه. So Shaitan is busy to prevent us from being shakireen. There are two things that Shaitan whispers in our ears to prevent us from doing shukr. There are two things that Shaitan whispers in our ears to prevent us from doing shukr. First, he tells us that we have a right to the various blessings that we enjoy. Second, he tells us that what we have is the result of our own knowledge and abilities. When Qarun, who was blessed with a lot of wealth, was asked by some people in his community to spend in the way of Allah and do good as Allah has done good to him, what was the response of Qarun? He said, قَالَ إِنَّمَا أُوتِيتُهُ عَلَىٰ عِلْمٍ عِنْدِي. All this wealth I have been given because of knowledge that I possess. Similarly, for whatever Allah has given us, intelligence, good health, good looks, we all think that it is because we deserve it and because of our efforts. These are the thoughts that prevent us from being shakireen. And these are the thoughts that Shaitan inspires in us so that we do not become shakireen. When we realize that what we have is the result of Allah's mercy and not because of any rights that we have on Him, and that our knowledge and abilities are also His gifts, then we can become shakireen. And this realization that not only all that we possess, but also the abilities by which we can acquire things that we want, is also from Allah. This knowledge is what gives us faith in Allah and makes us submit to Him. In this way, shukr is closely connected with Islam and Iman, submitting to Allah and having faith in Him. How do we do shukr and what are the favors for which we should do shukr? There are three ways of doing shukr. One with the heart, second with the tongue, and third with the action.